Golf Central, brought to you by Callaway Golf.
To the man or woman operating this drone, we are grateful and thankful for the beautiful pictures from the WM Phoenix Open, the greenest show on grass, this annual celebration where golf tournament meets frat party. And nobody partied more than Chris Goddard with a beautiful bogey-free 63. This is Golf Central post-game. Damon Hack, Brandel Chamblee, and Paige McKenzie. The thing I love about this game, I love a lot of things about this game, it's unpredictable. We predicted a Scottie show. You never know what you're going to get in this game.
Our old colleague, Brian Hammonds, I did a gazillion Golf Centrals with him on Saturday night, almost without fail. He would turn to me at some point and go, "How far back is too far back?" Now it got to be a thing with us. I'd laugh when he did it. He never asked me that question after the first round, but it might be apropos as we're sitting here with Scottie Scheffler. I mean, Scottie Scheffler's done some amazing things in his career. As we sit here right now, he's tied for 92nd. Didn't see that coming. That is his worst first-round position since the Houston event back in 2021. Now, there have been...
That's digging deep, by the way.
What's that?
That's digging pretty deep here on a Thursday.
It's pretty deep. And there have been some nice comebacks after poor first rounds around here, but nothing to touch that. So he's going to need something on the order of a 60, 61, 62, 63 tomorrow, the next day, and probably the next day after that to keep coming back. He's got a long way between him and everybody else. And I didn't think it was possible for Brooks Koepka to putt worse.
Wow.
But it turns out it is. When you say somebody made nothing, normally it's a little hyperbolic. They might have made something. He made, what was his total footage of putts today, Paige?
It was under 30, right?
It was 27 feet. The longest putt he made today was 4 feet. Now, he putted bad in San Diego. I don't think he putted that bad.
Golf can feel very hard when that happens to you, but there's bright spots. Listen, it's the greenest show on earth, but we did see a lot of red on the leaderboard, and I think that gives Scottie Scheffler hope. When you look at the top of the leaderboard and you see what Chris Goddard did today, and it was not easy conditions, specifically in the second half of his round, and so there were bright spots today that we were able to see quite a few birdies out on this golf course.
Yeah, Scottie's going to need to hustle. My math's not great, but I believe he's down a touchdown, the extra point, and a field goal to Chris Goddard as we sit here on this Thursday. How about some highlights? Let's recap the day for the world number one, because it actually started out pretty good here. The par 4 10th, his first.
He did. He found the fairway. That's tough to do at the 10th. Pins over there on the right. It looks like to me he was trying to save that, and he saved it beautifully.
Starts with a birdie, but he talked yesterday about how tough the 11th tee shot was going to be for him.
I mean, the tee shot is easily, I think, the hardest on the golf course. I mean, the fairway from the tee box looks wide, but it plays extremely small. I mean, you get that runoff on the left, water on that side.
How tough?
He was well aware of what he needed to do. You need to shape it with a little baby fade, and you saw right off the club face, never moving in the right direction. That fairway runs out very fast if you head it down the center or left of this fairway.
Yeah, weird finish there. I mean, that looked like his draw finish.
It looked like he was losing it right and was trying to save it.
Yeah, it did, and you're trying to pummel it up the right side there. Nonetheless, bogey cost him a shot, trying to bounce back here at the 13th. And does so nicely. Gets back into red figures. All right, he's righted the ship. Yeah, I'll carry on doing Scottie Scheffler things.
Yeah, good scoring opportunities on this back nine, the 17th being one of them. Short par 4 can be drivable. This to make a birdie.
He's 2 under at this point. You're thinking, okay, everything is right in the world.
Yeah, well, it was right, and then it turned wrong. Right here, after sucking his second shot right off the green. And we're going to dive into this a little bit more. It's one of the worst days of chipping I can ever remember on the PGA Tour, not just for Scottie, but for a number of players who really struggled today.
And sometimes it just feels like it's not your day. You have a couple of those chunks and then a short putt like this, and it's just, ugh. Tough bogey to swallow there at the first.
Yeah, well, it would, I'd love to say it got better, but it would get worse at the very next hole. He drove it into the right bunker. Yeah, those clubs can get slippery. And drove it into the right fairway bunker up against the lip. I think this catches some of the lip. regardless, it doesn't go very far and ends up in a bad spot over there left and well short of the green. Page.
We talked about some of the unusual things we saw today with the chipping. We haven't seen this level of frustration from Scottie in a while.
Yeah, if the #1 player in the world can get that frustrated, what chance do the rest of us have?
Well, if he was frustrated then, it's only going to get worse. Barely able to advance it from only 89 yards. I mean, you got a wedge in your hand out of that rough.
Well, no, this is new. Never seen the rough this severe here, and he wouldn't get that up and down, and wouldn't get it up and down, and made double it too.
And this, from Scottie Scheffler, was shocking at this point. One of the best scramblers on the PGA Tour, and just unforced error on a couple of these chip shots today.
Remarkable watching the best player in the world struggle to a round of 2 over 73. His first over par round since the Travelers Championship in June, when he shot 2 over 72 on that Saturday third round, when he tripled the first and doubled the eighth. But it's been so good for so long. This came out of nowhere. 29 straight par or better entering this week. So the question is, Brandel, what happened?
Look, you know, he won the American Express, and it's interesting because I believe it was just last night I was showing how sharp he was around the greens en route to that victory. He wasn't particularly sharp with his iron play, and even though strokes gained off of the tee, we'll say he had a pretty good week. Strokes gained off the tee only measured 2 of the rounds. He missed an inordinate number of shots left. And, well, that carried over here, and that has been a general theme, and we'll get to that more in a minute. But more specifically, I'll just go to the second shot on 10. Now, normally when you see somebody hit a shot with a nice wedge and they hit a good one, the back of their left hand will be facing behind them with their right-handed, and their palm will be facing towards the target. That's a beautiful, but here, look at that. That's a very exaggerated flying the right elbow, trying to save it with the left wrist. Now, he hit a good shot, and you'd say beautifully done, but to me it looked like he knew halfway down he had to go full emergency mode. So you get up on 11, and again, he talked about how uncomfortable this shot was to hit. He's not alone. 120 some odd players in this field. All of them are uncomfortable on this tee shot. They all are, because there's really no bailout. You got to get up and hit a hard pummeling cut, left to right shot up the right center. So missed the left there, and then off the tee at the 14th, a very good par 4 here up the hill. One of the harder, if not the hardest fairway to hit today, I believe, the 14th. Costa rough on the right. And Paige is going to get to that more in a minute on 14. It's not something you want to deal with. But left isn't particularly good either. So he would make bogey there. And then forward to the 16th. #1 player in the world. I don't know, 20 some odd thousand fans around these 16th hole. And they booed him. Well, because he's got a short iron in his hand and he pulls it. So another left miss from there. Now he ended up making about a 10-footer for par there, but you get the general theme. He fought that all day long, and if you look at this left rough miss, there it was at the American Express, 59, hardly missed it right. And I would argue that there hasn't been anybody from 2021 that more infrequently missed right and more frequently missed left. Now, all misses are not created equal. His misses are small, but nonetheless, he does successfully eliminate the right side of the golf course better than anybody else in the game. But you get on some golf courses where the left miss is particularly problematic, and it is on this golf course, and you'll pay the price for it. He missed a lot of shots left. As you see, that's his sort of one miss that he has, and it caught up with him today.